this isn't even the intro yet. The intro's after this, but I just noticed my intro is in perfect sync with the music that I just added for my temporary Christmas. Hi guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing 4 or 5 Christmas crafts, and yes, this is my Christmas craft video, and I haven't done a craft video in months because I've been doing my 50 subscriber special videos, and right now, at this current moment while I'm filming, we have 67, so thank you for 17 more than 50. Yeah, 17 more than 50, and I hope we can make it to 70 by the end of the year, which was my second goal that I set once I reached 50 back in September. That was a long time ago, yeah, but I'm wearing my Grumpy Cat shirt today because I'm going to be doing my Christmas crafts. I'm not really sure which ones I'm going to be doing just yet. I'm talking super fast because I'm excited about this video. It's a craft, yay! So there's no materials to show you just yet. You'll see those as we go along, and without further talking, let's get on to crafting. And yes, I decided to take my lights down because they looked pitiful. I put brand new batteries in them, but they don't show up. So the first craft I'll be making is the very simple Perler bead snowflake. And all you need to make this is white Perler beads or any other color. I'm just going to be using plain white and this shape of a Perler bead board. I'm pretty sure this is a hexagon, and you'll need those two, an iron, and you'll see the rest in just a second. So first of all, I'm going to take a single Perler bead and just set it in the middle, and you see how the lines go straight, and well, actually go straight like this. There we go. I'm going to do a straight line, and I'll show you guys how many I put in just a second. So I did a line of 15, and now we're going to add on some other branches, and I'll show you guys how many I put in just a second again. Oh yes, and you will put them like surrounding the middle bead to where there's 7 on each side of the middle bead, and it sort of looks like you just did that right there. So this is what my snowflake looks like currently, and now I'm going to add on some other little smaller branches. Yeah, and before you move on, make sure yours looks like mine so you don't have to restart if you end up messing up. So this is what the finished snowflake looks like. It looks super complex, but this actually took me 5 minutes to do. So now that we've got it all completely made, I would like you guys to pause the video right quick and make sure yours matches mine. Okay, so now that you've all checked, if you have, we're going to go iron this. So to iron it, you just put a piece of wax paper that's Perly bead brand down, and then just iron it over and check on it every once in a while to make sure it's going okay. And then once it's ironed, we're going to put a ribbon through the top hole right here, and just make sure you don't iron it completely closed. So while my Perler bead is cooling down, I found this simple piece of red ribbon, and you can use ribbon or like a regular ornament hook, the basic green ones, but I'm going to use this because I think it will look pretty good. Here is the finished snowflake ornament. I think it's really cute. Time to go put it on that tree. Yay! There we go. So this next craft is a little bit more difficult, and if you are a child, I would definitely recommend that you have a parent or guardian around when you're using this, because we're going to be using a light bulb to paint a snowman. And this is glass, so be careful with it for sure. And yeah, so this light bulb just recently blew as part of a lamp that I had, and it just exploded on the inside. So I decided, well, instead of recycling that, I'm going to turn it into a snowman. So I'm going to be making this into a snowman ornament, and you will need a light bulb, paint palette so you can put your paint in it. You will need all color of paint that you need. I'll need white for the base coat, and a snowman is white, and then black, red, green, and orange, and a paintbrush. So I'm gonna put down the first coat. So I have had this light bulb drying for the past hour, and it's pretty dry now. I ended up putting another coat on, so I've done 2 coats, and now I'm just going to do the details. And so you will paint it as if the snowman's like this. This will be upright for him. And so I'm going to do the face, a carrot nose, a red scarf, and then this right here will be black, and I'll paint on like a holly, on like a little decorative piece on the hat. And so here's a time lapse of me doing that. So I have now painted on his hat and just sort of done a base coat for everything. I will be going over the scarf and neatening that up a second time soon, and I will add little highlights in his eyes. And I decided I'm going to give him arms, so I went and got my black, and his arms are just going to go right down by his side. I thought of getting hot glue, but we don't have any hot glue, and hot gluing a dot here and then putting pipe cleaners as little arms. I thought that'd be much cuter, but we don't have any hot glue, so I'm just going to simply paint them on. He's staring into your soul like that little popsicle Mariah painted. I have now done an extra layer of red paint on the scarf and his arms, so they're pretty solid looking now, and I'm pretty sure I'm done with those. And so now it's time to add the little highlights in his eyes and the holly berry and leaf right up there. Grand reveal, and here is the cute little light bulb snowman. He's definitely better than I thought he'd turn out. I thought he would turn out to look like a melting snowman, but he actually looks pretty decent. And he's got his little polka dotted scarf on, and I really like the glare in his eyes. He doesn't look like he's staring into your soul like he did a little while ago. He's got his little decoration on his hat, and this is supposed to be snow on top of his hat, but it looks like powdered sugar almost. But here he is, and at the end of the video I will go add a clear coat on him to preserve him, and so he won't get chipped up and he'll stay like this longer. So I'm about to go and put my precious snowman on the tree. You can't really tell that I put the clear coat on him, but it's there. And all I did to hang him on the tree is I put fishing wire around him, just like right around the this part right here where it would screw into whatever it's going into, and I just tied it twice in that regular old little loop over knot right here, and then I'll cut this excess off in just a second. And then I tied a knot right here, can't even really see it, and then you can't even tell, it just looks like he's floating there. So let's go put him on the tree. Here he is, proudly hanging on the Christmas tree. Super cute, just looks like he's floating there because of the fishing line. Can't really see it. I'm really proud of how he came out. He's super cute. The next craft, and I'm just gonna do it with this messy space, but the next craft is going to be a Perler bead candy cane. All you'll need is a heart-shaped pegboard, and I'm gonna use a large one so I'll have plenty of space to make one. White and red Perler beads, and then you'll also need another piece of ribbon or a hook like we used for the snowflake. And I'm going to begin by opening these, and I'll put them down, and let me decide how big or small I want mine. So I went ahead and just ended up building the whole thing, and there's not really any specific guidelines to size and all, because size of the candy cane like differs between how much you put where. So I did this size, and this is a large pegboard, so make sure you get a large one. And once it's straightened out right here, I just ended up doing 3 rows of 3. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then alternating. And so now I'm gonna go iron that. I finally finished it. It's been sitting under a plate for a long time because I was letting it flatten to where it wouldn't curve, because when they're hot, if you don't put them under something heavy, they curve up. And so I've decided that since this hole is so small, I'm going to have to put an ornament hook through it. And so let's see it on the tree. Here it is. So before I move on to the next few crafts, I thought I'd show you guys something else that I'm working on. And if you've seen my past few or so videos, I showed you guys my pets, and the thing I'm working on is this. It is just a regular old simple stocking, and I took puffy paint and wrote her name and did a little Christmas tree, and I was like, well, maybe Rosie will enjoy having something in her stocking when she wakes up on Christmas morning. All you literally have to do is just write your pet's name right there on the white part or on the stocking, wherever you want to, and it's just that simple. The next craft I'm going to do is definitely a lot harder than all the rest of them. Well, it takes a steady hand to do this. So right here I have a clear ornament, and I got this from Dollar Tree, and they had tons of them. They had circular ones and different shapes and all, but I got several circular ones, but I got this sort of flat one too. And I'm going to make this an ornament for Rosie. And so I've got my puffy paint right here, and this came from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just gonna squeeze it straight out of the bottle and then write Rosie on here and do a few different designs and all on the front and back. And yeah, so this, what I mean by this takes a steady hand, is I've done this before, and if you're not steady, it goes like Rosie, and you like write an O and it looks like a Z, you know, all that. So let's get on to making an ornament. I'm trying to think of a word. Ornamentifying. So I just finished Rosie, and it's not perfectly centered, but that's okay. I don't think anybody will notice it after I put all the decorations around. And I smoothed it out with my dotting tool because some of the letters were a little bit lumpy, and I just took it and just, you know, moved the paint around a little bit. And when I first started, the paint had an air bubble in it and it popped, and so I just cleaned that up a little bit and, you know, sort of extended the R out, and I think it's about as clean as it's gonna get, and so now I'm gonna do the decorations. It's now the next day, and Rosie is finished drying. It sounded like I said the actual cow's finished drying, but no. This is finished drying, and this is all I'm gonna do to this side of the pancake-shaped ornament. That's what I'll call it. And I'm going to do a few designs on the back, like maybe a present, a Christmas tree, if I can do that, a holly berry, and maybe like a snowflake. And you can sort of see through to the other side. Like when I have these on here, Rosie will be distracting a little bit, but I think it'll go pretty well because I've done this before with double-sided. So let's get started. So it's been about 5 hours, and my painting, well, yeah, puffy painting is now dry, and I can actually touch it and feel it now. It's really cool because it's textured. And here it is. And I found some little snow pieces, not real snow, but little foam pieces I'm going to put inside of it. I think it'll end up looking pretty cool. Let's go put it in. Here it is with the snow, quotations, snow inside of it. It's a lot better. And now that I see this, you can't even really see the dots put around it. That's okay. And then this side is extremely boring. So I'm thinking I'm going to put some rainbow dots just around, like there's lights sitting all around it. So it is now nighttime, and I filmed this in the day. So yeah, it's been a while, and it's finally dry. And it's so cute. I love it. It almost looks like there's confetti all around it, but these are supposed to be lights because, you know, those are lights, but I don't know what it really looks like, but I think it looks a lot more interesting and just a lot better. And so if you did this same thing where you put puffy paint on the ornament, you do not have to clear coat this. It is fine how it is. This won't scratch, and as long as you don't like sit there and try to make it come off, it shouldn't come off. So you won't have to clear coat it. So basically, my rosy ornament's finished. Here's the overview of it. I really like it. I'm proud of the way it came out. I did not expect it to look this neat. Yeah, in my opinion, for puffy paint, this is neat. So, here it is. Here's my rosy ornament on the tree. So this craft is the simplest of all of them, and we're going to be making homemade cards. And over the years, I have always made homemade cards because the people in my family just love it when they see that you've put your time and work into making them a card that's professionally made by you just for them. They love it, and so I recommend that you make homemade cards because it just makes people happy, especially in their birthdays and Christmas and all. So all you need to make this is scissors if you don't want a card that's regular piece of paper size, construction paper, and I'm going to be using a regular size. I just folded it like this in a tall rectangle. And you'll need Sharpies. I have all my Sharpies right here in their own boxes and everything. And you need yourself, as always. Like I say for every craft, you need the materials and yourself. And so, yeah, let's get on to decorating the front of the card. So I just finished the cover of my Christmas card. It's not professional grade, but it's made by me, and I'm pretty sure the person that I'm going to give this to is going to love it. And in the middle of it, I realized that I have to put a piece of paper in between or else it'd print off to the other side. And luckily, I made it through without anything printing through. So you can either leave the back of it like this and write the note over here, which is like I normally do. Or you can draw a picture right here, or maybe put a piece of paper over that so you cover it up. You know what? I might glue that right there just to make it a little bit better. But you can do whatever you want. And so now I'm going to write a note inside, and then I guess I'll be done. Thank you guys so much for crafting with me today. And if you joined and did these crafts with me, thank you. And I hope they turned out well. And so here's a one last look at what all I did. So the rosy ornament, and this was simply just an ornament with puffy paint on it. A Perler bead candy cane. Perler bead snowflake. And those two, actually, yeah, 4 of the 5 crafts I did today are ornaments. So that's one thing. Snowflake. And then the snowman. This is my favorite. My favorite overall. And yeah, I did go back and sign him. And then the Christmas card. I like how the metallic is on there. It's really cool. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today, and I hope you liked it, and thank you so much for joining if you did. And yes, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you don't ever miss any fun videos. And yes, I'm rolling around in my chair. My chair has wheels on it. That was useless information. But anyway, so just so you know, my next video is either going to be something about Christmas or another craft. And that's all I'm going to give away. And so let me stop talking. And yeah, I say this phrase a million times in my videos. And again, thank you for watching. And until my next video, goodbye.